Today we're going to be reacting to his story. Apparently this is the better version of Zack Films. This is my first time reacting to this, so I don't know what to expect, but let's get right into this banger.
Dad measured me for the 5th time that day and screamed, "Why are you still 5'10"? I stared down.
What's wrong with being 5'10"? I'm 5'10".
And he glared. "Stop looking down at me. No son of mine will ever look down on me. We're going to fix this before it's too late." And so the next day, Dad came into my room.
Oh,
with
the dad's
X-rays
mad that
of my
he's
legs
tall.
marked with red X's saying, "I found a surgeon who will remove these bones so that
Bro,
you can finally
what?
be shorter than me. I already scheduled
What type
the
of dad wants you to be shorter than him? I feel like all dads want you to be taller than them. You know what I mean?
I stared in horror while Dad jumped around saying he couldn't wait to be taller than me. I knew I had to make the surgery impossible, so I started running 26 miles non-stop, and even though it hurt, I kept going until my legs gave out because I needed my bones to be so damaged they couldn't operate on me.
Oh,
and then
that's
on the
smart.
day of my scheduled surgery, the doctor took one look at X-rays of my damaged legs and refused to operate on me. Dad got angry.
Smart.
Why? He's perfectly fine. But the surgeon shook his head and pointed at the X-ray. His bones are too damaged. If I cut into them, they could shatter, and a shard of bone could hit his heart. Your son could die.
That's risky.
Dad crossed his arms. I'm okay taking that risk. Just do it so
bro,
he can be
what?
shorter
This
than
dad
me.
is
But the
a
doctor
horrible
kept saying
dad.
no.
Someone comment L dad, bro. This guy's awful.
And I thought it was finally over. But when we got home, Dad grabbed his toolbox and said, "If a surgeon isn't going to fix this, then I'll do it myself." He chased me around the house screaming,
What the
"Get back
heck?
here. You will be shorter than me."
I would be
ran outside
horrified,
across
bro.
the yard, and that's when Dad's foot got caught on the garden hose, and he fell down
Thank
hard,
goodness.
and I saw both his legs were bent the wrong way. Dad screamed, and I called the ambulance, and when they arrived, paramedics loaded him onto a stretcher, while one of them questioned me. "How do you know this man?" he asked. When I said he was my dad, his eyes bulged, and he looked back and forth between my dad and me, and then suddenly asked, "How is he your dad? He's so short." Dad thrashed so hard in the stretcher when he heard—
I know that last sentence made the dad so mad, but this guy needed to go to jail, bro. He's so awful.
A man climbed onto our school bus with a knife, and the first thing he heard was a
That's
slow
awful.
clap from the back row. Confused, he screamed at our driver, Mrs. Worley, to keep driving and not stop for anyone. A kid leaned forward. "Nice ski mask. Did you cut the holes out yourself, or did your mommy help you?" The whole bus laughed. He waved the knife around. "Shut up and no one gets hurt. Your hand is shaking so hard I can't tell if that's a threat or a dance move." He stepped toward the kid who said it, and 20 voices started talking at once. "Oh, he's walking now. Everybody watch out." He spun around trying to find who said what, but insults were coming from every direction.
These are some
Bro
smart kids.
seriously hijacked a bus with no plan, no getaway car, and a Walmart knife. "This is the saddest crime I've ever seen." We wouldn't let him finish a single sentence. "Are you robbing us for money? All I have is an EBT card and a bus pass." He pointed his knife at Mrs. Worley, and the whole bus went silent. A kid stood up. "You can threaten us all you want, but if you point that thing at Mrs. Worley again, we're gonna have a real different conversation." He laughed nervously and asked
kids,
what a bunch
bro.
of kids were going to do about it. A girl said, "We're on the bus to the school for troubled teens."
Was
Half
that
of
bus
us are here
always
for
there?
assault, and
I
the
mean, was
other
that girl
half won't
always
say
there?
why. Mrs. Worley looked at him over her shoulder. "Honey, I've watched these kids make grown men cry over smaller things than pointing a knife at me." He lowered the knife. "Smart choice. She brings us donuts on Fridays. We protect what matters." His face twisted, and he shoved toward the kid with the knife raised. Mrs. Worley pulled over, stood up, and stepped between them. "That's enough now." He grabbed her arm and shoved her into the dashboard. For half a second,
I know
the
that's
bus
gonna
was
make the kids
completely
mad.
silent. Then a kid came over the seats like something feral, and 3 others were right behind him. The guy didn't have time
Hey,
to
yo,
turn
wait,
around.
why is he all cheeked up like that? Did y'all see that too? Hold on.
The guy didn't
Hey, let me just keep on playing the video.
have time to turn around before someone hit him in the back of the knees and he went down. The knife skittered under the seats, and kids were on top of him before he could reach
Oh,
them.
that's smart.
Someone
They
had
grabbed
him
his
in a
arms.
headlock while someone else pinned his arms. A girl sat on his legs and went through his pockets just to add insult to injury. Mrs. Worley pressed the emergency button. "I need police at my location."
that's smart.
Tell them
I don't know why
there's
she
no
didn't do
rush.
that
The
earlier.
situation is handled. The guy was crying. "Please get off me. I can't breathe." A kid leaned close to his face. "You should have thought about that before you touched Mrs. Worley." When the cops showed up, they found him tied to a seat with shoelaces and snot running.
I can't believe a bunch of kids can do that to an adult, but that's how you know these kids are like some really crazy kids.
In the middle of a test, the sprinklers started spraying.
Bro,
Everyone
what? How does that
instantly
happen?
screamed.
I've never seen
but
that.
I realized it wasn't water spraying on us.
What was
Someone
it?
yelled, "What is this? What is on us?" We all tried to
Whoa.
stand up and run, but everyone was slipping. The alarm blared, and the principal yelled on the speaker,
"Everyone needs to get out of the building immediately. There is an active threat inside."
But just before
What
we could
threat
get out,
would
our teacher
cause
stepped in the way.
Diddlers.
He said, "Wait, I think I just saw the threat out there." But the hall was empty. "There's nobody out there.
Who's
Let
out
us
there?
out." I tried to grab the handle, but he slapped my hand. "No, nobody's leaving." Everyone was coughing.
Oh my gosh, that
That's
make
when
me
I
so
realized
mad because now the threat's just gonna come into the classroom. I'm trying to leave before the threat gets there.
I liked the smell. Oh my god, it was gasoline.
It was
Half the class rushed
gasoline?
over to the windows,
I would've
but we
broke
couldn't
those
just jump
windows
out
so
because
quick.
we were on
Oh,
the third floor.
never
Stacy
mind.
yelled, "Please, let us out. We have to make a run for it." But he just stood there. He just said, 30 more seconds. Everyone was confused.
30
What?
seconds?
We
Why
need
is
to
he
go.
counting
We'll die
down?
from the fumes. But he just smiled. 20. What if a fire starts? We'll
This
all
is the
burn.
most evil teacher I've ever seen.
10 seconds. A girl yelled, "Ah, it's in my eyes. I can't see." It was complete chaos until our teacher reached for the lock. He turned it. The door clicked
right.
open and someone walked in. "Thanks for
walked
letting me
in?
in, Dad." Stacy yelled, "Dad, you have a
Dad?
son?" They both turned around.
What are
locking
these-
eyes straight
what are
on
they
him.
doing?
We all started backing up, and when I saw the guy's face, my heart sank. I recognized him. He pointed straight at me and said, You put me in jail for 5 years. Now it's finally time to get revenge."
How does a
Couldn't
kid
believe my
put a
eyes.
grown man in jail? Are we missing something?
This was the same guy I had called the police on 5 years ago. He
Oh.
had tried to rob my grandma at gunpoint and had been waiting
Well,
to
that's
get me
his
back.
fault.
We watched him pull something out of his pocket and hold it up, and we saw
A
it was
lighter?
big
Oh,
lighter. Everyone
heck
started
no, bro.
panicking because
Basically, y'all
one
don't know. Lighter and gasoline do not go together. Bad stuff's gonna happen.
tiny flame, and we'd all immediately burn. I yelled, "No, please, you'll kill us all." He just smiled. He
Don't
started
light it.
flicking, and we all yelled, "Stop, please, we'll all die." He flicked over
I
and
would've
over,
ran
and
so
I knew
fast,
I
you
had to
guys. I
stop
would've
him before
slipped
it
right
worked.
under.
"Please, my grandma was all I had. I didn't mean to make you suffer." And when I said that, I saw our teacher look at me, but he looked upset. We were all crying, and I saw him really looking at his son like he didn't know who he was. Flick.
Yeah.
Flick. Then finally, it caught a flame. He held it up.
Oh,
but I
no.
saw our teacher pick up the fire extinguisher from the wall. I knew there was no way that tiny thing would save us from the fire.
Exactly,
But
bro.
his
It's a
son
whole
said,
building.
"This is for what you did, for putting me in prison with those diddlers. Say goodbye." Right
Diddlers?
before he
Why
died.
is he talking about Diddy, bro?
The lighter, our teacher raised the fire extinguisher, and in one moment, he slammed it down on his son's head hard.
Oh,
His son
W
instantly
teacher.
fell over, and our
What the
teacher
heck?
stood there panting. He was crying. "I'm so sorry. I failed all of you. My son was a monster." The police ran in and grabbed him, and he looked at me one more time with tears in his eyes as they took him out.
Well, you
In-
guys, I thought the teacher was bad at first, but low-key, he made a comeback, so comment W teacher.
I was sitting in class when my phone buzzed. "Look under your desk." Same
Look
text.
under your
The whole
desk?
class bent down at the same time. Taped
Everybody?
underneath each desk was an envelope with our name on it. I ripped
What
mine
the heck?
open,
That's like
and a
Squid
Polaroid
Games.
slid out. A blood splatter on white tile. I looked around.
What?
Everyone was holding something different. A lamp knocked over.
Lamp?
A knife. Drag marks on carpet.
Looks
30
like a
different
crime
photos,
scene.
All pieces of something horrible. Our phones buzzed again. Piece together the puzzle. You have 5 minutes. Everyone jumped up. We
5
started
minutes,
comparing
bro. What type of
photos. Some had time.
what type of school are these kids going to? I feel like something crazy happens every time.
Floor in order. Blood, struggle, weapon, a body being dragged, a car trunk, dirt, a shovel. 3 minutes left. The photos weren't fitting right. Some inside a house, some outside. Then someone noticed the edges. They fit together like an actual puzzle.
Oh,
We
so it's
started
like a puzzle
connecting them.
piece?
Blood splatter to broken lamp, knife to drag marks. 30 photos becoming one massive crime scene.
Huh.
1 minute left. Something was missing. One missing piece
One
and the
missing
whole class
piece.
fails. Everyone turns
Maybe
to
a
the
kid
in the corner,
isn't-
arms crossed. "I'm not playing this sick game." The whole
Bro,
class
what?
turned on him. "Put it down."
There's that
But-
one kid that just never wants to cooperate, and now he's gonna ruin it for the whole class.
30 seconds, 20, then 10. He threw his photo down. The centerpiece,
Quick.
a child's bedroom, 2 bodies on the floor. The door swung
Yeah.
open. Our teacher walked in clapping. "You just solved a 20-year-old cold case. When I was 8, someone left these photos in my mailbox. One
Really?
each day. Pictures of my parents' murder scene." She pointed at the puzzle. "The killer left DNA on
No
the film.
way.
20 years later, I finally got a match." She looked at us. It was my uncle.
What?
I was
And also, you're telling me a grown woman can't solve a simple puzzle that some kids can solve? Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? But at least they solved it.
After 8 years on death row, I was ready to die. They
8
said I
years
killed
on
Rebecca.
death row.
My fingerprints were on the knife. My blood was at the scene. I told
Oh,
them I
no.
didn't do it, but nobody believed me. I spent years fighting, filed every appeal, exposed every contradiction in the evidence. None of it mattered. My lawyer stopped returning my calls. My appeals were
Dang.
exhausted. My family
That's how you
stopped
know it's
visiting 2
over.
years ago. Even my own mother thought I did it. The only person who ever believed me
Who
was my
believed him?
grandmother, and she passed away 5 years
Aw,
ago.
man,
so when
rest
they
in
asked what I
peace.
wanted for my last meal, I thought of her. Her meatloaf, the one she made me every birthday.
Nah,
I
bro.
wrote out her
You're telling me
recipe
you're about to die and your last meal you want is meatloaf. I don't care who it's from. I'm not eating that, bro.
memory, every measurement and technique precise. An hour later, the prison chef showed up at my cell holding my form. "What is this?" "Meatloaf. This is a novel, not a recipe. Ground beef 60%, ground pork 40, breadcrumbs soaked in whole milk for exactly 10 minutes. Yellow onion, not white.
Dang, he
Sauteed
had
in butter
everything
until
listed on
translucent.
there.
Fresh thyme, not dried. Worcestershire, 2 tablespoons. No substitute. substitutes, and this glaze with brown sugar and apple cider vinegar, brushed on at 340
Holy,
degrees,
how long
20
is
minutes before
this?
done. He looked at me through the bars. Why so specific? It's how my grandmother made it. She's gone now. If I'm going to die Friday, I want to taste her cooking one last time. He was quiet for a moment. Some of these ingredients we don't stock. Fresh thyme, whole milk, real butter. I'll have to special order them. I have 48 hours. He sighed. I'll make it exactly how you wrote it. Thursday morning, the ingredients arrived and the chef started cooking. I could smell it from my cell an hour later. Onions sauteing in butter. Grandma's kitchen. Saturday mornings, her humming while she cooked. I sat on my bunk and cried for the first time in 8 years.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Thursday afternoon, the chef ran into problems. The oven temperature wouldn't hold steady. He had to recalibrate. Start over on the glaze twice. It has to be perfect, he told the warden. It's his last meal. Thursday night, I couldn't sleep. Not from fear, from the smell. The meatloaf baking through the night while I sat alone with memories of the only
can
person
meatloaf
who
be that
believed I
good,
was
though?
innocent. Friday, execution day. 10 a.m. and no meal yet. Noon, and the chef said the glaze wasn't right. 2 p.m. a guard brought regular prison lunch because the meatloaf still wasn't ready. 4 p.m. 2 hours left. The smell was overwhelming. Guards kept walking past the kitchen just to breathe it in. 5 p.m. the warden came to my cell. Your meal isn't ready. We're delaying the execution 2 hours. 6 p.m. came and went.
Hey,
The
he might be
original
able to
execution
live.
time. I was still alive, waiting for meatloaf. 7:30. The chef finally appeared with a covered plate. He looked exhausted. He uncovered it, and the meatloaf looked exactly like my grandmother's. I ate slowly, savored every bite. Perfect. I finished the last bite at 7:51. 9 minutes left. The guard opened my cell.
no, is
Time
he
to
gonna-
go, Preston. They walked me down the hallway past
I hope
other
not,
cells.
you
Inmates
guys.
were silent. They always were during execution walks. We reached the preparation room. The chaplain asked if I wanted to pray. I said no. 7:55. 5 minutes. They started walking me toward the chamber. That's when the warden's phone rang. He answered and his face changed. Stop. Everyone stop moving. What's happening? Rebecca's ex-boyfriend just confessed to her murder. You're innocent.
confessed
my
to
legs
it?
gave out. A guard caught me. The chef
What?
appeared in the
So you guys, this meatloaf ended up saving his life. At first I was hating about it, but it saved him. So W meatloaf, W grandma, she saved him even from the afterlife. That's crazy.
When I saw Kimberly walking out of the boys' bathroom, I asked,
Hey,
what were you doing in
yo,
there?
what is she doing?
Instantly froze. I wasn't. I just accidentally went through the wrong door.
Nah,
I
you're
knew
not
that wasn't
slick,
the truth.
buddy.
I was about to open it when she grabbed my arm. No, don't. You can't go in there. And
Why
before I
not?
could even ask her why, I heard someone crying. What was that? I don't
Crying?
know. Maybe it's best if we don't go in there. But I pushed the door open as she said, no. Someone whispered, is someone there? Please help me. I pushed open the stall door and saw Leslie Reddick sitting on the floor
What the
holding a bunch
heck?
of towels. I gasped, realizing she was pregnant and her water broke. Please,
But
help
if she's
me. Her
pregnant,
dad
why would she go in the boys' bathroom? Like, the girls' bathroom still exists, you know?
was our gym teacher, and I knew if he found out his daughter was giving birth at school, things would get messy.
What?
Just then, Kimberly burst through the door with the school nurse, and as soon as she looked at Leslie, she gasped.
Oh my
"Please,
gosh.
Just don't let my dad see me." The nurse turned to me. You, go keep watch outside. Make sure
All right.
nobody comes in here and sees her. What? We need to get
I'm
her
telling
to a
y'all,
hospital.
they go to the craziest school ever. Like, you'll never see this stuff at school.
Just go. I stepped outside trying to keep watch until a group of guys walked up to me all holding vapes. They tried to walk into the bathroom, but I stopped them. No, you
the
can't go
heck?
vape in there. They looked confused. What? Why? But before I could make up some excuse, we all heard it. A scream from inside the bathroom.
Oh my
I thought,
gosh.
"Oh no, the baby must be coming." They said, "Whoa, what's happening in there?" "Nothing, I swear. Just go use
Just
the
keep the door
bathroom
shut,
upstairs."
buddy.
But then more people started crowding around. Who's screaming? I have to pee so bad. This was bad. But
There's
then I
no way
saw
there's
him.
only one restroom in this school. I feel like my school has like 20 bathrooms. They can just find another one.
Mr. Reddick was coming down the hallway. He walked up to
No,
the crowd
that's
with this
the-
confused
the
look on
dad.
his face and asked, "Has anyone seen my daughter?" Oh no. I had to make up a lie fast, but before I could say anything, we all heard Leslie. "Oh my god. Ah!" One of the girls said, "Hey, that kind of sounds like her in there." Mr. Reddick realized it was her and shoved past me. Oh no. We heard him yell, "What is this?" But they still had no idea what was happening until we heard
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Reddick yell, "Who's the father? Is it Felix? I swear
What
I'll
the
kill you."
heck?
Everyone gasped and looked at Felix. He had been dating Leslie for 9 months, and it all perfectly added up. He was sweating
Oh,
and started
no.
backing up.
Bro,
But then
Felix
the door
looks like
burst
he's
open,
9 years
and we
old.
saw Mr. Reddick standing there. You could see the veins in his forehead. We heard the nurse yelling, "Come on, push!" Then we heard crying from inside the bathroom. Mr. Reddick yelled, "You got her pregnant!" But Felix panicked and turned, running down the hallway.
He didn't even
Reddick
say
took
nothing,
off
bro,
after
just
him
started
like a track
running.
star. He caught up and tackled him to the ground, just as we saw
Whoa.
Leslie come out of the bathroom holding something. "Dad, no!" Mr. Reddick pinned him to the ground and instantly started swinging,
Chill.
completely destroying Felix's face.
Holy
Everyone
crap.
panicked and pulled him off, and by the time they held him back, Leslie was crying. She yelled, "Dad, it's not his!" And when she said that,
What?
everyone
Who
went
is
silent.
it then?
Mr. Reddick stopped struggling, and even Felix looked up from the ground. Everyone's eyes went to the baby, and that's when we all saw it. Because even though Felix's face was beaten and purple, he was white. And when we saw the baby, it was definitely black.
What? Bro, that might be the biggest plot twist ever. I was expecting something crazy. No, it's just a black baby. So who is the dad, bro? Someone find this out.
I was stopped at a red light when headlights flashed across my mirror and
Whoa.
everything went sideways. The airbag
Did you get
slammed my
hit?
head
Oh my
back, and
gosh.
guacamole from my DoorDash order flew everywhere. I couldn't hear
Dang.
anything except ringing. I
That seems
crawled
so
out through
scary,
the
you guys.
passenger side, tried to stand, and my legs gave out. I'm on my hands and knees on the pavement when I hear, "Bro, what the hell? My brand new car. I just got it yesterday." An orange
Who's at
Hellcat
fault?
was
Like,
sitting
who
sideways
who
in the
crashed you?
intersection with smoke coming off the tires. Some kid was standing over me screaming, "Why'd you reverse into me?" I looked up at him from the ground. "I can't feel my legs." "I don't care about your legs. Look what you did to my
Dang,
car."
he only cares
pulled
about the
out his
car.
phone
That's
and
messed
started
up.
filming his Hellcat without even glancing at me or my flipped car. "My dad's a lawyer, so you're either gonna pay for my car or we're gonna bury you." I couldn't even
Bury?
stand up, and this kid was threatening to sue me. Cops showed up 10 minutes later, and the kid completely transformed, limping and holding his neck. He
What
told
the heck?
officer I reversed into his Hellcat for no reason. The cop took one look at my Corolla on its side next to the brand new Hellcat and didn't even ask for my side. He gave me the ticket and left.
What?
Sitting on the curb holding
That's a
my
horrible
legs when a
cop.
second cruiser pulled up. The kid saw it and started limping again. The door opened and I heard, "Oh hell no." It was my dad's buddy from the neighborhood. He'd been on patrol and heard the call. He crouched down next to me. "Tell me everything." I told him what happened. He looked at
Oh,
both
W
cars
cop.
and
This is
shook
a
his
good
head.
cop,
"I
you
believe
guys.
you, but without proof there's nothing I can do. Is there anything, any witness, any camera, anything?" I almost said no. Then I looked at my Corolla and saw it through the cracked windshield. The dash cam I installed 6 months
Hey,
ago
he has
to
a
catch
dash
DoorDash
cam.
scammers. Still mounted to the dash, right where I left it. Actually, yeah, I do. He watched me crawl over to my car, reach through the
W's.
broken window, and pull out the SD card. He plugged it into his laptop in the cruiser. 30 seconds of footage. My car sitting still at a red light. The Hellcat spinning out of a dealership. The kid
Dang,
laughing right
that's a
before
bad
he slammed into
crash.
me. Everything the kid told the first cop was a lie, and now we both knew it. He stepped out of the cruiser, walked straight to the kid, and got in his face. "You want to tell me what really happened?" The kid backed up a full step. His fake limp was gone. He looked over
All
at
of a
me,
sudden,
then
he's
back at the
normal
cop
again.
standing 6 inches from his nose. "You filed a false report, and that limp you walked in with healed up real quick." The kid started stammering. "My dad's a lawyer. You can't just call him. You're gonna need one." He was right. I ended up settling for enough money to buy 5 Hellcats thanks to a $30
Dang.
dash.
So this guy's whole life changed. At first he was broke, had a small little car. He gets in a crash and now he has 5 Hellcats, bro. Hey, this is a really good story. I'm glad it ended the way it did. But that's gonna be all for today's video. Which part do you think was the craziest? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see another video just like this one, make sure you click right here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.